This video will show you how to set up WordPress in your hosting account. We're going to show you first through Cpanel, the really easy way. So you'll want to get your information on how to log into Cpanel, get into your dashboard here, and you can see up here is the file manager. This is where all the files for your site end up. But first we're going to show you how to add the script. So Cpanel does make it pretty easy to add lots of different functionalities to your site with the Softaculous Installer. So we're going to click on WordPress right here, and it will take us into its installer. I have actually already installed WordPress through Softaculous before, just for another development site. But here you can see the Install Now button. It's going to be pretty easy through this way. Down here you can see the current installation where I have installed WordPress before. And I will just delete that. Installing through Softaculous, an installer like this, does actually make it kind of easy to remove all the files from your site as well, to remove WordPress or whatever script you might be installing. So it can be handy for that reason. It's also really nice and quick. You don't need to figure out all the file stuff, which we'll go over later on in the video. And I've got that deleted, so we'll go back here and click on this Install Now button. Okay, so here's the screen that it comes to where you enter in all your information. You're going to enter in your domain right here. It actually will only let you use domains that you have set up with this hosting account. The directory, that's if you wanted it not on your home page. Pretty much for everybody, you're going to just want it on your home page. You're not going to want to put anything there. And then you can put your site name. This is really easily changed within WordPress as well, but they like to have this set up when WordPress installs. So I'm just going to put in my WordPress name, and then you can just put any kind of description, which would be kind of like a slogan or a tagline or something. This information will show up in search results, like in Google search results or any search engine. So it's kind of good to have something good there. This is the information that you will log into WordPress with. So I'm going to put my name. You should always change the admin, the default admin. And then this password, which I kind of like to just do the generator. It makes it nice and difficult. And then I go and copy that somewhere. I'm just going to leave that email the way it is. All the different languages here. Keep it at English. They offer a plugin here. I actually don't really know what that is. And you can add lots of plugins within WordPress, so we can just skip right over that. This is adding your database, which will be noted in my SQL database section of your Cpanel dashboard, but pretty much everything will be, you can change the name if you like, the database name, but you can just leave it whatever they default it to. I would auto upgrade WordPress, not necessarily plugins, but I have never had a problem updating WordPress. And as well, don't do the backups. For this, there's much better ways to back up your WordPress site, again, with plugin through WordPress. So just don't do it through the hosting account. Here you can add you can add one theme, but they give you a bunch of options. I would just skip over that. It's going to default to the 2017 or whatever year you might be in of the WordPress theme. So it'll just install that one when we don't select anything. And again, you can select all the themes within WordPress. So now it's kind of doing all this. It's setting up the files, setting up the database, installing all the files, and here we go. says it has been successfully installed. It's showing us the domain name, your admin URL, which is pretty much always your domain name / WP-admin. But you will want to take that and copy that down somewhere. Have yourself a nice Word doc or a note on your computer somewhere where you're saving all this login info. So they have all this other stuff here you can tweet, but we're just going to go back to the dashboard. We're going to go into the file manager. Really, I'm just going to show you all the files that are there. This is the public _ HTML is where all your public files are. So that's what is seen from when somebody is searching online. So anything in this folder is going to be in the public side of your site. So CGI bin is pretty much the only file that would have been there beforehand, and everything else there is a WordPress file. So I have just gone to the domain of with the admin domain, so my domain name / WP-admin. I'm going to put in my login information, which I set already in the Softaculous Installer, and I'm going to log in and see the WordPress dashboard. So now this is where all the magic happens. Got WordPress installed. This is your WordPress builder. You can move around, navigate, create your posts and your pages, and do all the setups there. So next we are going to go through installing WordPress through the file manager. So it might be that you would want to do it this way because you don't have a Softaculous installer. May not be with every hosting account. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. It's actually pretty easy as well. So you're going to want to go to wordpress.org. It'll probably default you to whatever country you're in, just as it's done Canadian releases for me. So I've actually already downloaded it before, so don't need to download it again, but this is where I came, kind of clicked on that little zip button, and there you can see my my file down there. So again, we're going to do this through Cpanel. You're going to log into your Cpanel account with the information that your hosting provider would have given you. So kind of doing it, now we're just not going to go into the installer, we're just going to go straight to the file manager this time. And into the public HTML where your public website files are. And here you can see just that one folder now, CGI-bin, which doesn't really do much for your site. So we're going to go up to upload here. This is where anytime you would want to upload a file, this is where you would do it. You can do a lot through WordPress as well. In fact, some people have no idea how to upload files through here, but lots of reasons to do that. So I'm going to just drag my file up into here, and I can just start uploading rather. And then when it is all done, it's a zip file, so we're going to have to extract it. So it's there in my public _HTML section. You can also, you can either push the button up on the menu bar or just right click and choose extract. We just want it to go right into the root of the domain. So just the domain name, click extract. Here it's just showing all the files that's extracted. You can close that up. And you can see it's put it in a folder, which is okay because we can move that easily. Select all. And then move. And then we're going to just get rid of that WordPress after the public.html and then click Move Files. And this folder will be empty. We're going to go up one level And you can see all those WordPress files there again. Let's get rid of some of the stuff that we don't need. Our setup files here. We can delete this folder. And we will also go and delete that zip folder that all our files came in. Good. So we're sort of done in this section. There is some other things you could do here as far as with that config sample. You actually see it'll just be WP config after we set that up. But so after we've gone into the file manager, we now want to create our database. Here's my MySQL databases. If you remember that database information in when we did it through Softaculous, it kind of gave some default names. So you can really put anything here. You can put WordPress, you can put, I'm just going to put Web 1, but really it doesn't matter too much what you put there. Just try to make it relevant to what the database is for. So you can see it's created the database. Now I'm going to create a user for the database, which every database needs a user. I'll just put a variation of my name, get the password generator, copy this and go and save it in my file. And then I'm going to create user. Now I'll go back. It's just telling us there that they've successfully done that action. We'll go back, and now all that's left to do is actually add the user to the database. We only have, oh, well, I actually see I have two databases there. That other database is just when I installed WordPress before. It's not really going to do anything now. But here I am adding the user to the database. It's all just going to be defaulted when you only have one there. I'm going to make all privileges for this user, for this database. Click Make Changes. And then direct your browser to your domain name. And this is what you will likely see. So it's going to ask you for all your database information, that stuff that you just set up in MySQL. And you'll put that name, username, and password in, and then you can enter all that information in and run the install. So it's going to ask you just for this basic information again, your site title, your username, password. This is all stuff that's really easily changeable in the settings and general settings, and then the user information can be changed in the user menu. Put in your email here. And click this wonderful button here, install WordPress. Success! Always a good screen to have. It doesn't happen to me every time, but almost every time now. All right, so now this is your WordPress admin login screen. So your domain name /wp-admin, and you put in your login information that you just set for WordPress. That username, your password, and sign in, and we will see the dashboard for WordPress where all the magic happens. So this is where you will actually build the pages of your site. The pages of your site, the posts of your site, where you'll upload themes and plugins. So this page here, I just want to give you a quick look at that. You should set up something like this. So something that says like your domain name, just like I put here, and that has your all your logins and website info.